Hello everyone, this is Alien Reddit Stories, where I read alien stories off of Reddit. Let's just get into it. I'll leave the link for every video in the description. Alright, I have a bizarre one for you guys. Oh boy, here we go. This is back in 2003 when I was 15 years old, in the area of Columbus, Ohio. I was up late one night, finishing an English paper that I had postponed until the last minute. Yeah, that's what I did all the time too. It ended up taking longer than I thought. Yeah, it usually does. And I wasn't done until around 3:10 a.m. I finished up, turned off the computer, and went upstairs to fall asleep. I get in bed and notice the clock says 3:15 before I finally close my eyes to get some sleep. About 30 seconds or so after I do that, I begin to hear footsteps up the stairs. At first, I was thinking, who the heck would be up right now? Maybe my dad. One day, Let me try that again. One thing I'll always remember were how odd the stairs were. They were abnormally slow, and with each step, the foot would slide forward until it hit the next step and then lift up. I think he's referring to whatever was walking up the stairs and not the step itself. Eventually, the steps stop, and I assume whoever it is made it to the top of the stairs. I don't hear anything, and then I get a feeling of a presence in the room. I have a feeling whoever it is is now at the end of my bed. I'm currently lying on my side with my legs turned over so that my lower back is kind of facing upward. I begin to feel a pressure going into my lower back, like a hand going into my body and tapping me to see if I'm awake. Okay, I mean on his body, I think he meant. This is when I'm starting to get real cautious and concerned. Really? You weren't concerned about the footsteps? The presence? None of that? But I digress. Like, oh yeah, he's only 15 years old. Hey, Alien Reddit Stories. Take it easy. He's 15 years old, alright? Sorry, son, sorry. Next I feel the same pressure pierce through my legs. And stays there. I don't think it pierced through his legs. I think it just kind of touched his legs. But I digress. It almost sounds and feels like whoever this is just laid down beside me on the side facing my face. In front of him, man. I sit there silently and wait about 10 seconds, or so it felt, and feel another pressure go into my chest. This young guy likes to say pressure into his chest and body. It's not pressure, young man. It's just touch. It felt as if someone was taking their hands and putting them inside me. Okay, I digress. I really jumped the gun. The pressure in the legs was still there. The pressure in my chest began to build, and it felt like a swirling, buzzy, warm feeling. This is where it gets even more weird. So whatever this is on my bed begins to whisper to me, but it sounds very clear, and as if it were coming from inside of my head. Yeah, this is escalating alarmingly. It seemed to be telepathic. It says, "Put it on your head." I immediately start getting nervous. I think you mean getting nervous, and panic internally, and wonder what the hell is going on. Yeah, all panic is internal, sir. So I don't know what. You know what? I digress. I tell myself that I have to open my eyes and force myself to count down from 5. I open them and see a transparent face in front of me, about 1 foot away. I'd say the face was about 50% transparent. Oh, this is an amazing story. I love this kid. God bless you, son. I couldn't make out any clear, distinct facial features, but I could see 2 darker circles where eyes would be, and a small oblong shape for a mouth. Oblong. That's also the shape of the earth, an oblong sphere. It means flattened out, and you know what, I digress. This all processed in about 1 second. The next second, my reaction is to open my eyes and mouth wide open in disbelief. Naturally. I immediately saw this other being's face do the same as if oh my god, that was a nightmare. As if it were just as shocked. Sorry about that. About 1 second after that, I shut my eyes, throw my sheet over my face, and go into extreme panic and become paralyzed. The last thing I saw was the being's face opened up wide and moving backward. I think he just means his full face. I hear this being fall off the bed from leaning back and makes a thump on the floor. It wasn't a loud thump, but still audible. It sprints the heck out of my room and down the stairs. I never hear a door opening or anything. I lay in my bed awake the whole 3 hours until I have to get up for school at 6:30. The first hour I couldn't even move. I was in shock, and the scene kept playing in my head. I knew my door was still open, but I wanted to close it so bad. After the first hour, I calmed down enough to get up and close the door. Jumped into bed and just kept thinking about it until my sister got up. I've looked back on this a lot since then, and it forever changed my life. Yeah, I imagine so. Oh my goodness. I've only spoken to a few people about this, and I never even mentioned it to my dad. Yeah, next time mention it to your dad, okay? Because that's the big homie right there. Of course, some will say it was a lucid dream or some hallucination, but it was very clear, and I was awake the entire night. I've never had anything like it since then, and never expressed anything like that happened, and never expressed any odd mental symptoms. Yeah, that's a really interesting way to put it. I was also 15 and never had a beer or any drug by then. A few other notes from that night. The bean glowed a light blue that caused the area around it to light up a bit. Yeah, that's what glowing is. The bean was laying sideways beside me with his legs traveling through mine. I think it means in between them. This accounts for the first feeling of pressure that stayed after the touches on the lower back. I think when it said to put it on your head, it was referring to whatever it was building up inside of my chest. Maybe I thought I was asleep, and it was speaking to my subconscious. Man, that night was a doozy. Absolutely. My goodness. So, yeah. Thank you for sharing that story. It was a very, very interesting writing. But I believe you, little buddy. I truly do. That just sounds like it freaked the living life out of you. I'm trying to grow this channel, so if you guys made it this far, you could go ahead and push that alien subscribe button, and that Reddit like button, and that story alarm button. You'll be completely plugged into Alien Reddit Stories, and I'll see you guys next time here on Alien Reddit Stories.